Bonjour, il est temps de commencer la journée, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash my face and get skincare started. I haven't used this in a while, but I have used it in the past and my skin really liked it. I wouldn't use it if you have super sensitive skin, just because rose water can make your skin flare up if your skin is more sensitive. So just do that with caution. And I am just going to take a cotton round and it smells so good. The smell is unparalleled. If you love rose smell like me, you will really love this. I'm just doing a second pass with that toner. Always wipe up with your skincare. D'accord. I'm going to use the Ordinary Niacinamide and Zinc serum. I love this serum. It's so inexpensive and it really helps the texture and clarity of my skin. I do notice a big difference when I don't use this. And then I like it to dry. I put it everywhere except for my eyes. I follow it up with, I started using eye cream quite a while ago, but not consistently. And I have promised myself that starting this year, I would start to use eye creams consistently because I get extremely dry eyes, even though my skin is naturally kind of a combo oily mix. Prevention is better than correction. The moisturizer that I've been using for a while now, and I've tried so many moisturizers, and this is the Dieux moisturizer. It's the same company as the eye cream that I use. This is what it looks like. This keeps my skin so hydrated, but it doesn't break me out, and I am actually pretty acne prone. So the fact that it doesn't break me out is impressive, because usually more emollient moisturizers will break me out within like a few hours of having them on. Can you place it all over? And I always try to bring it down my neck. When I get ready, the first thing I do usually after I brush my teeth is put some Aquaphor on. I go through Aquaphor like nobody's business. I put it on before I go to bed. I put it on when I wake up. I wouldn't say I wear lipstick often, but I would say I wear it somewhat often, but on my day-to-day, I would say it's more common for me to not wear any lip product. If I'm putting anything on my lips, it is Aquaphor. Okay, next what I like to do is after my moisturizer has dried, you have to go in with sunscreen. If you are not wearing sunscreen and you're not putting it on as your last step to your skincare, all your skincare is basically for nothing. If you are not wearing sunscreen, your skincare does not stand a chance. This is just the Elta MD UV Clear. So I do a full pump of the sunscreen, which I know is kind of a lot, about that much. But for me, I like the feeling of having a lot of moisture on my face and feeling like my skin is completely protected. This sunscreen also is really good for putting over your eyes. I think a lot of people forget to put sunscreen around their eyes, and then you end up getting a lot of sun damage right here. Even though that's kind of why your eyebrows and your brow bone protrudes forward is to protect the eyes. You still get sun exposure right there. So this one doesn't burn my eyes, and because of that, I'll go ahead and just rub it all over. And it doesn't burn in the water either, which is amazing. I'm a little bit psycho. I do go in with another sunscreen. A lot of people ask me what my skincare routine is, how I keep my complexion so even, and truly at the base of it is that I use 2 sunscreens. I think people underestimate how much UV damage to the face really affects the complexion. Even if you aren't acne prone and you have always had super clear skin, if you do not protect your skin, your complexion will get splotchy over time. So double sunscreen, I know it sounds crazy, but it has served me well. Everyone's different, but I'm going to keep doing this forever. My camera's blinking at me that it's gonna die. I really like this sunscreen because it also is a color corrector for the Cicapair sunscreen. So I don't have too much redness, thankfully, but it does look way better once I put the Cicapair on. So I will do that right now. With this one, I do a thinner layer just because this product is a little bit drying to the skin, I've noticed. If you have oily skin, you would probably like it, but if you have dry skin, it might not be your cup of tea. And then I will wash my hands. What I usually start with is my eyebrows. I'm a really big eyebrow girl. This Buly, which is so disgusting, I'm not going to zoom in on it. I need to get a new one. And I will just brush up my eyebrows like that. And I will use a decent amount of this brow gel. I am not stingy with it because I get very irritated if my eyebrows aren't going to stay up. And the real trick in getting your eyebrows to stay like this is after you use the gel, take your fingers and kind of press them down and kind of glue them down. And then I try to make sure that they just stay put to the best of my ability. And you know what, for this part, I am actually going to move the camera closer. Okay, I think this is better lighting wise, and you can actually see my face and what I'm doing with my makeup. So, did the eyebrows. I always do that first. I let them set before I fill them in. And then I go in with my little contour stick. And this is kind of like my everyday work makeup. This is what I do. So this is kind of like an everyday, it's like an everyday super light makeup look. So I will always go in with this when I do makeup. This is the Fenty Matchstick in Amber 01. I think this is such a perfect contour color. It's not too orange, it's not too ashy. And what I do is I just put it kind of like right under my cheekbone. That's not novel information, I'm sure, but I just put that on. And I try to rub up. My friends often point out to me that it's weird I don't use brushes. I don't know, I just think that I'll use brushes if I'm doing more makeup. I'm not going to wash my brushes every day, and then if I'm using them often, I just feel like I'm putting a lot of bacteria on my face and that grosses me out. So I just prefer to do it this way. So I'll put it right under my cheekbones, and then I'll go ahead and do a little nose contour as well. This is my favorite part of makeup. I think nose contour brings makeup together so well that this is the Rare Beauty blush. The color is Hope. If you haven't used this blush before, use it sparingly to begin with. Just because if you're anything like me, when I first got this blush, I put so much on and I had to completely wash my face. Concealer. I just used the Kosas Concealer. I really like how sheer it is and how well it really just sinks into the skin. This is the color 3.5W. I will say I do not enjoy how messy the top of the screw is because it gets everywhere and I'm constantly cleaning it, but whatever. So what I'm doing is I just put on where I get more red, duh. So I'll put it around my nose, kind of around my mouth, a little bit on my chin, and then I do, even though I put the Secret Repair cream on, I do like to put a little bit more concealer in those red spots that are like right under my cheekbone. I would say I get the most red around my nose, so I usually end up putting a little bit more concealer right under it. Now, I'm going to conceal around my eyes, so I'll do a little bit right here, and then I'll also do kind of like a little concealer wing, if you will. I don't know what you want to call that. I just put it right here so that I can blend it out this way. There are very few places I go without doing my eyebrows. I've been doing it more lately because I've been in the water a lot more since it's summer. On my day-to-day, I don't go too many places without doing my eyebrows. I don't know why. I feel like it's kind of a security blanket almost, as weird as that sounds. And I just do this with a pretty light hand and try to build it up. I would say this is the most time consuming of my makeup routine when I do makeup, just because I like to build it up lightly. Make sure I kind of like get the shape right. Okay, I'll usually go in I'll go in with this Buly in the front part of my brow and just kind of soften it a bit. The reason why I like to pretty much super glue my eyebrows up is because my eyebrows are pretty thin. I used to get them waxed when I was like 13 to 15, I want to say. And I mean, tale as old as time, but I had them waxed so thin and they just never grew back the same. They look a lot better than what they did, but they still just don't grow back the same. Et voila. Brush it a little bit. And then what I'll do a lot of the time is just kind of step back and see if they look even from far away, or if I see any spots that look lighter, and I'll do it from far away. The other thing I do like to do is exaggerate my like certain moles on my face, because I do really love the moles on my face. So I have one right here, and then one by my mouth. So I like to do that, and then I'll go ahead and kind of take the same, my eyebrow pencil. I kind of like to follow the bottom of my lash line, and then I kind of rub it out a little bit. I don't like to put mascara on the bottom just because it smudges and it looks like raccoon eyes on me. But when I do this, it tends to not do that, and it kind of gives the same effect. So curler, and just kind of like lightly curl my eyelashes. Most days I usually stop at this point, and this would be my finished makeup look. But if I do go in with mascara, I use the L'Oreal Telescopic, or I'll use, but for today, I'm gonna use this one. And that is pretty much it. Sometimes I'll kind of go in with my eyelash curler and not use the actual clamp, but I'll just push my eyelashes up like that. Feeling a little fancy today. I'm going to go ahead and put on some highlighter. This is the Dior Highlighter. Looks like this. I got this a long time ago. I honestly don't even know if they sell this anymore. I think they have a palette, but I don't know if they have the individuals. But this is the only makeup product I will consistently use a brush with, just because it needs to be fanned out a bit more, obviously. And I'm pretty generous when I put on highlighter. I'll really swirl it around. I love a highlighted, dewy look. I think it's so beautiful. I know some people think it looks greasy or oily, but personally I kind of like when skin looks like that. I think it looks healthy. Like that. I'll do a little bit like under the brow bone. Like that. And that's pretty much it. That is the finished makeup. I think it looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around. It looks fresh and put together, which is my aim. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this or it was helpful.